Hello everyone, it's your boy Tommy Mag. I'm here to talk with you today about PHARs. Powerful having a reward system, PHARS. So we're here to talk about Pharaoh and vePHAR. What is Pharaoh? Pharaoh.Exchange, you guys have heard a lot about them. A lot on the timeline about them. It's nice seeing Pharaoh, the PHAR token, PHAR token, doing well. So what we have here is we have a DEX, and these have faced many challenges and limitations in the past. Trouble that they have is incentivizing liquidity providers. This happened with many. They found that they were giving away like native tokens as a reward system. And so what happened was there was a dilution of the token value. It quickly withdrew liquidity from the system. Not a very good fee generation scenario. There was misalignment of incentives and even low liquidity in certain pools. We don't want that. We want to continue to have liquidity. Basically, this is to help with having a vote escrow system. That's what the VE stands for, a vote escrow. So we have vePHAR, which you guys have seen and what I've hinted to, what I'm going to be talking about today. So a vote escrow PHAR. So it's in the VE is lowercase. But basically this is governance power, and we're promoting an efficient allocation of resources with this system. Vote locked tokens will enable holders to receive trading fees from these pools that they vote for that I'm going to show you. It has this reward system, which I alluded to with the PHRS acronym that I just kind of developed on the fly here. So in short, this model allows for incentivizing LPers through emissions. I'm not going to talk a lot about LPers, but this flywheel system, you have to kind of bring it up to talk about it. So these users are going to lock their tokens, which is going to be in vePHAR, to control emissions, the emission token, which is PHAR, PHAR. First off, we can talk about why would I lock up Pharaoh and vePHAR and lock it up for so long. I don't think Pharaoh's going anywhere, Pharaoh.Exchange. This is February 2025 at the time of this recording. Pharaoh has been around for nearly a year and a half. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. Lameboy Hillbilly, I think he's here to stay. In this video, I'm not going to talk about locking up your Pharaoh for anything less than 4 years, because that's what I'm planning on doing, and that's what I'd recommend for y'all. I mean, DYOR, NFA, obviously. Hopefully, as we go through this, I'm going to articulate exactly why that you should lock it up for that long. But basically, the answer is that you have more power. All right, so here we are looking at Pharaoh.Exchange. A few resources here. First off, it would be wise to follow the owner-operator, the person who started Pharaoh.Exchange. LHB Crypto, Lame Hillbilly Crypto. So this is his X, his Twitter. You can see here at the time of February 23rd, 2025, he has this video pinned that goes over what I'm basically going over. That's another resource that you can hear straight from the horse's mouth. Also, what I'd like to bring attention to are these menus here. So you have dashboard, which is probably going to be the most important part of Pharaoh.Exchange, or the most important area to start from. Swap, which is basically your pairs that you swap. Well, the pairs are in the liquidity pools, but you can swap one asset for another asset. So for instance, we'll swap AVAX to some Pharaoh. So it looks like here the next one is liquidity, and then vote, which will be really important for this video, and then stats, so you can statistics throughout the ecosystem and beyond. All right, so we got incentives, XFAR. I mean, hey, you can go ahead and look at these things. Looks like they do have a Telegram, which I'll have to get myself in. I want to bring up the attention to docs specifically. So there is extensive documentation here, everything that you need to get started. I do recommend reading that. There's also, if you just look for a V3,3 DEX, Google, there is the AI, which I'd be wary of again. But then 1 year ago, I think anything within a year is probably authoritative enough, and it's a medium, so mediums are great. So this article I got up over here, and I think it's very helpful. Obviously, it's not talking about Pharaoh, but it does talk about these VE33 methods. We are going to start here at the dashboard and then just click swap. And then auto-magically, it usually has PHAR already pulled up. Looks like I have 0.04 from some rewards, probably from providing some liquidity. I'll just go ahead and throw two in here and accept the quote there. I like to get a little bit better of a deal when I can. I like that about Pharaoh, that I can get the best deal possible from pulling from different resources. Don't know much about OpenOcean, but I'm excited that I can get a good deal on it. Sometimes I'll hit the swap button back and forth just to make sure it went through. Looks like it did. I got 0.12. And I'm going to show you guys how to lock this up. So we're going to go to dashboard here, and you can create positions from here. I'm going to go ahead and create my vePHAR position here. Click that. And 4 years. So this is literally just how easy it is. I just made a swap and then invested Pharaoh 4 years, and I just hit approve. Some people might think it's a big risk to lock up some money for 4 years. In this case, I don't think there is much risk because I believe in this vision. There we go. Now it's coming up. A great system that I've, I had to learn what's going on here. And obviously, I'm learning more as I'm taking part in the system. So, kind of NFA, DYOR, in the sense of how much is appropriate for you. Now, what's really cool is I already have a 1.5 vePHAR locked up for 4 years. So I am committing to locking again, and maybe we'll have another video about how to combine. So you can literally combine two vePHARs. Now keep in mind that when I'm doing this, something new is going to show up in my wallet in the form of an NFT. What is that? An ERC 721. View all positions. Okay, so we got the 0.1229 and we got the 1.5. So I'm going to talk with Lame Hillbilly here a little bit later and look for exactly how to combine those. So if you just go up here to your area, you can go to vote, and then right away I'm just given a bunch of options which are pairs. So don't get overwhelmed by a lot of this. There is quite a bit of information here, but if you look at the most important pairs, like AVAX Cat is a super popular one, and they just got a gauge, and so I'll go over that here in a moment. We got AVAX USDC, BTC.B, and AVAX. So these are projected fees. So these are the rewards that people that vote will be earning throughout a week. Now these are based upon your power amongst other participants and exactly how much of your position. Obviously you have 100% of your votes, your voting power. So you might not have very much voting power. If you're like me that only have 1.5 vePHAR, and then I have this 0.1229 one that I just created. But I'm gonna push those together, and over time I'm gonna add to this vePHAR position, and I'll have more power and see more rewards, more emissions. So those emissions, you'll see those over here. These are the bribes, I believe, that are given upon epoch flip. So that's something to be aware of in crypto. There's always this time occurrence, and that's why we always say it's good to be early. It's important that every Thursday UTC 00, so that's midnight, from Wednesday to Thursday UTC time, which actually falls on, and I'm going to put it down in the comments. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. That's on Wednesday. So that's when the epoch flips. Really, just think about it. It's just the timing of when I need to vote. And we recommend within that hour that you're going to come in here, look at this information, and think about, how much money is going to be available for people to get on that voting, that epoch flip. This is the process. So vePHAR is literally how much weight you have when this flip happens amongst other participants within this ecosystem. So does seem quite complex, but it creates this effect where it's linked to those people that are providing liquidity. They're seeing the Pharaoh emissions based on what the vePHAR people have voted on from the previous week. And literally Pharaoh is the ones that are emitting these rewards. I think Liam Hillbilly said in his video it was like 300,000 some dollars. 92% of all fees go to voters. First week of February was 196,000. The great thing about this system is that 88% of Pharaoh is locked up in vePHAR. So that's terrific for the ecosystem. And 83% of this vePHAR is locked up for 3.93 years. That's as of February 2025. So Pharaoh literally pays their LP providers. First week of February, it was $333,000. So this is a participant event that, if you don't have skin in the game, you're not seeing these rewards. I want to bring up also that this website has gone over some changes. So if you see anything like front end or see something off, say something. Lame Hillbilly is active on X. Also myself, I can, bring a little bit of eyes on it too. But yeah, if you see anything with the UI or see anything off, if you see something, say something. Now, when we say that we're locking up vePHAR, that doesn't mean that these are not that they're illiquid. These NFTs, if you will, these are ERC 721s. So there is a secondary market for them, and you can swap them to another wallet. There are things that you can do with them. Typically, if you're listing it on a marketplace, you're probably not going to see the swap be equal value. Typically, who knows? Maybe there are people out there that are buying up quite a bit of vePHAR at the same rate. I noticed on Salvor that there are quite a bit of vePHARs that literally look like they have next to nothing as far as Pharaoh in them. So I probably wouldn't pay, just being me, probably wouldn't pay 7 or 8 AVAX for something that has very little value inside of it. So when it comes to voting, possibly the first few times, like for me, I voted for some of these like tried and true ones that were up here to the top, with these reward estimates being higher. Probably should put a high percentage in here just because it looks like there's a big reward estimate for KET and AVAX. Now, KET just recently got a gauge. What that means is basically that they're set to get rewards in Pharaoh, the emission token, inflationary token of Pharaoh. They're rewarding the LPers with Pharaoh. So that is literally what the gauge does, is allows for the voting process so that in turn, when it gets votes, it's more likely to be getting more emissions to therefore give the best, the liquidity providers that are most efficient are going to get the most rewards. And so the gauges, think of that as the whitelist process that they have to do manually at Pharaoh.Exchange. So these relationships between these things I'm talking about is symbiotic. There is more fees to catch, and there's more opportunities with this system because there are other dexes on Avalanche. I'm not going to name them now because I believe Pharaoh.Exchange should be number one. I believe it should have majority of the volume on this dex. Now, keep in mind, DEX and marketplace, not typically the same things. The marketplace that we use on Avalanche, typically we like Salvor. Obviously, there is JPEGs, but I believe that this DEX has a very bright future, and it's really important that you guys start to be familiar with these things and the language and the process. Because the better educated users that use Pharaoh is going to be better at providing rewards, because they want to incentivize the best providers, the best people at providing assets, and those people are going to be the ones that have more efficiency within the ecosystem. So I believe Pharaoh is not going anywhere. Believe that we should lock in on Lame Hillbilly and the content that he's providing and the things that he's saying. So this video, again, is just to motivate you, get you excited about Pharaoh.Exchange, get you excited about locking up this over time and taking part in the system. I'm seeing a benefit to it. So the more voting power I have, these numbers start to be a little bit better. Then throughout the week, you can go in here to DeBank and look for some of these tokens. So it looks like I got some flesh from Mad Skulls. I'm not seeing anything more recently that I can point to, but again, I think this is really important to be able to come in here just to look at some of the things that have been sent to you. It's debank.com. It's safe to link your wallet to this, in my opinion. DYOR there again, and I think that's about it.